हरि नमो नमः। नारायण परिपूर्ण गुणार्णवाय विश्वोदय स्थितितोलयन्नियतिप्रताय ज्ञानप्रताय विबुधासुर सौख्य दुःख सत्कारणाय विददाय नमो नमस्ते। यो विप्रलिम्ब विपरीतमतिप्रभूतान् वादान् निरस्य कृतवान् भुविदत्ववादम् सर्वेश्वरो हरिरीति प्रतिपातकं तम् आनन्दतीर्थमुनिवर्यं नमामि। पूज्याय राघवेन्द्राय सत्यधर्मरताय च भजतां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनवे। सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। अत ईशावास्य उपनिषदः यज्ञेय उपनिषदः शान्तिपाठः। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। नमस्कार। अंधं तम प्रविशन्ति ये अविद्याम् उपासते ततो भूय युवते तमो यौ विद्यायां रतः, which we saw that. Avidya, we were trying to find out. Initially, we have taken the concept as ignorance. Ignorance is as to whatever is happening to us, whatever is when while dealing with the world, whatever that affects us, our thinking, and which is preventing us to get in our inward journey. We all thought that is the ignorance. Once that is removed, you will be able to do your upasana properly. So when you are dealing with you will have to deal with this world, and without these elements, Manas, Buddhi, Ahankara, Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, and all the five elements, Pancha Bhutas, which is affecting us, mind, and taking all that dasha, because we have got all the 10 elements in the body through which the entire thing goes off. There are about 24 items in this whole thing, which is dealing with the world, which is making us to learn from the world and experience the world. When you are experiencing the world, whatever you are getting to know, through that, you are able to do upasana. This is very much essential. You can't reject the world and do the upasana to understand the Almighty, as well as you can't reject the Almighty, try to understand the world. Both are, because if you try to reject the Almighty or superpower and try to understand the world, then we call atheist. Or we don't have, Charavaka, we only know how to live in this world and to take care of the body and its needs, as well as our own needs during the lifetime. That gives you, that is very much essential. From there you will come to know, because you experience pains, pleasures, as well as raga, dvesha, all sorts of experiences you get. Some are good, some are bad, depending upon the conditions you are in. Once you understand that, these are all, because even the pleasure gives you some momentary pleasure. They are all transient. They are all not permanent. We are involved into the impermanent things. We are then finally slowly realize, because finally we have got the controller in us, who have given us all the capacity to think, capacity to do, including all our the nodes in the body. They are all getting the strength from the devatas who are controlling all the elements. From that only we are receiving it. Therefore, it is essential to deal with this world, understand. Once you understand, based on your vasanas, which you have accumulated not only in this birth, the earlier birth, which we call chitta, which is a repository of all storage of your knowledge, processed knowledge, which gives you, there is some other power, that is a permanent happiness, permanent bliss is available elsewhere. That knowledge comes only when you experience this world, when you have the momentary pleasures and pains. Then you say, look, because how long, we will be able to do that? What are all the things, how we have to manage this to do? That is what it happens. For that to understand, you need avidya. The dealing with the world, you need it. Once you do it, then you try to understand the superpower. That is why we thought it is the names and forms we are dealing with. We get the Namaswarupa and the entire Prakriti Swarupa when we are dealing with this world. when slowly we get inward journey based on our chitta, once you accumulate, the upasanas and the strength goes there and you have got the already accumulated knowledge is there, that takes you towards your inward journey where you are trying to realize, and Swarupa Jnana, you are trying to attain that. Swarupa Jnana, basically we can't know the form of the God as it is. We will be able to understand his qualities because he has been creating this world, not only this world, this entire, because we are only one of the galaxies. There are more than hundreds and thousands of galaxies are there, and so many other powers are there. He is creating every yuga after yuga. Every yuga after yuga and kalpa after kalpa, he is creating the creatures. He has put everything in place. Yata Tatyato, when we saw in sloka number 8, he has put everything in place as it is, so that it works to an order. So based on that order only we have got. And when we have got this particular Manusha Janma, that itself is the biggest boon. So we must have read, because there are 84 lakh creatures are there. 7 ಕಾಯಂಗಳ ಕಂಡು 84 ಲಕ್ಷ ಜೀವರಾಶಿಯನ್ನು ದಾಟಿ ಬಂದ ಈ ಶರೀರ. When we have come to this sarira, you have been given an opportunity to internally realize, to get the higher bliss. If you are not able to make use of the sarira, you have come after that 84 lakh jantus. What is the purpose? That is what they are trying to give us. You have got an opportunity. It is a bargain for you. You have been given a Manisha sarira. You use that. If you waste it, again you have to go into cycle of births and death. And finally, because in one of the births, you may be realizing, why not in this birth? That is exactly we come to that. And that's why Raghavendra Swami also, when we say, avidya and vidya, both are very much essential. There is nothing that one without the other. Knowledge of the world is essential. Knowledge, to get into the supreme power, to effort to realize the supreme power is also required. That is why, atho dvaviyapi avashyaktam iti bhavaha. This is required. In fact, our Srimad Acharya also in Dwadasa Sutra, he has written beautifully, 2 lines. Those 2 lines, I think, which possibly gives the entire, what we are talking about in this particular sloka. Bahuchitra Jagat. The Jagat has got so many beautiful things which he has created. To understand, experience, basically to see these are all the things, finally gives you enough knowledge to your chitta. It will further take you to Upanishad. When Acharya said Upanishad, it elevates you. Upanishadaha. Every time when it elevates you, you go to another stage, Shreni. You are reaching another step. Once you go on reaching that step, you get elevated to a level. Finally, you go to the Parabrahma Jnana, Swarupa Jnana. You are working towards that. That is what is essential. That he has said it in Dwadasa Sutra, Bahuchitra Jagat, Bahuta Karanat, Parashakti Anant Guna Paramaha. See, this basically he has put it in 2 lines. It is not Jagat, it's reality. You can't wish away with it. See, that's why when you say Jagat is Mithya, it is a Mithya Jnana. You reject that. That's what Jagat is not Mithya. Jagat is real. That is how Jayatita also in his Tika, when he said, this you have to accept, you have to experience the world. Finally, you will have to, from that experience, you try to understand what are all the permanent knowledge, impermanent knowledge, what is the permanent experience, impermanent experience, how you should go about. These 2 things, when it is required, when you do that, we are coming to the sloka number 10, where they say the result of the knowledge of avidya is different, and the result of knowledge of vidya is different. This has been elaborated to us by all the gurus earlier. The Anya Devahur Vidyaya, Anyatahur Ahur Avidyaya, Iti Shushruma Dhiranam, Etas Tad Vijayachire. Vijayachire is also one word, is Vijayachire. This is Dhiranam. Dhiranam was all gurus, so many gurus, like Yajnavalkya's guru is Vaishampayana. And Vaishampayana, yes, and then Vedavyasa, all those gurus are there. And in our case also it is Swayambhu Manu, his guru is Brahma. Brahma has been instructed by, because by Mahavishnu in the form of Hayagriva, Kapila, and he has given on all these forms, he has given the knowledge to that. And all those knowledge are flowing. Why should not we get? They are all Dhirana. Dhira is In the sense, it is not a great courageous and valor in the person who is unconquerable. Unconquerable in the sense they have attained that type of a knowledge, they have given it to us. When they are giving it particular vidya, and when we are taking it from them, we will go with this. And when we are doing this, we will have to remember certain qualities. See, when we are following the upasana, we have got all the qualities, and we are trying to all the righteous qualities we try to understand. In Gita, they have given a person who is trying to know the knower. See, the Kshetrajna they call it. We are all Kshetra. In the Kshetra, the body, the Bhagavan resides. Kshetrajna, we want to know the field. We are Kshetrajna to the limited to our experience, to our understanding. He is a Kshetrajna of the entire world. That's what when we first were discussing, we are having our Bhaga. He is having everyone's Bhaga. That is why he was Bhagavanta or Bhagavan. So when we are trying to be Kshetrajna in our limited area, limited field to our experience, we are supposed to have some almost 18 qualities. It has been described in the Bhagavad Gita chapter number 13, which gives the wisdom to know the Almighty, the Jnana Parva where they are telling it. We need Amanitvam, humility, Vidya Vinaya Sampanna, the utmost humility. The humility in the sense, not even a grain of vanity should be there. That bhava will come once you understand, because your datum line, what we say, once you reach the datum line to do upasana, the humility is the first thing that will have to come about. Adambitvam, pridelessness. There is even, because just I am doing upasana, I am reciting Isavasyoupanishad Upanishad, I am reciting Kenopanishad, I am doing Rigveda Parayana, I am doing all our scriptures, everything and all. You do it, that will give internally the bliss to you. You should enjoy that. And when you enjoy that, you are also doing Vidyadana, giving to others, and you also in the process revel in that. But it should not give any element of pride in that I am doing it and all. Because you finally got an opportunity in this Sarira, 7 Kayangala Kardu, 84 Letu Jivarasi and Danti Banda Sarira. Now you have got an opportunity. I think you try to see at least now I have got the opportunity. That humility, that pridelessness will have to be there. Ahimsa, non-violence, which is an accepted facet in all the Hindu dharmas, Sanatana dharmas, even others, Jainism and all those things who don't necessarily follow Veda. All of them have it. Shanti, tolerance. We should be able to tolerate. Someone is, because we are having a particular philosophy, someone is having some other philosophy. He comes and interacts with us. And, because for us, it's all, we have to take, as Rigveda says, wherever the knowledge comes, you pick it up and you try to appreciate. In fact, our Vyasatirtha is the master in Advaita, Visishtadvaita and Dvaita. And he has imparted Advaita knowledge to a lot of people. And he went to Kanchipuram and he was there for more than 6 years to understand the nuances of all this philosophy. And he has directly got disciples, who have learnt Advaita from him, Visishtadvaita from him, Dvaita from him. Certainly once you have that lens, all of them are taking the Prasthanatriya. They have taken the Brahma Sutra, they have taken the Bhagavad Gita, they have taken the Upanishad, Vedanta. All of them have derived their philosophy from these things only. To understand at a level and then to treat, comparative analysis is something in an intellectual exercise. But for realizational exercise, whatever path you are following, you get into that and finally try to understand the formless God who can't be comprehended within your knowledge. Try to do the Swarupa Jnana, try to get the Swarupa Jnana. That is important. So from that point of view, we should have a tolerant, even as sort of an Abrahamic religion, someone he comes and tells it. Some of them have derived our own, they also got 10 commandments when they say in the Gospels. Some of them are very good, even modern day application it is good. In our thing also it is there. We may be having it. But we don't bring out in those type of prominence every time, because we say it's all given, it should be understood. But our the whole issue with us is there are so many vast array of knowledge for us to understand the time, the entire lifetime is not sufficient. But then whatever we absorb, we internalize and put into practice. For instance, a simple instance, what is happening is gluttony is a crime in Abrahamic religion. The same way, the wastage of food is also very. You go and see any of our the matas and all, you feel little sort of pained at heart. People do not have, because even to grow 1 acre of land, the farmer has to struggle so much. Nowadays, resources are all rare. He doesn't get water. Finally, he gets it, and there are so many things. Despite that, he produces. He's not getting the remunerative price. Then he sells it. Finally, you get, as a agriculturist, Balraman should be able to tell me, because he was, he has got that background, and they were all big agriculturists. See, you can't sustain, your life based on only agriculture nowadays. See, because they are the ones who are finally giving, all because dhan mein likha hai khane wale ka naam, like that. Because all of us, already it is destined from where we are going to get every day's grain. So with such a thing being there, we should understand, because wastage of anything, any resource, be it not only food, any resource, we should use the resources, because we have to share the resources. The whole concept is sharing and caring. In our Vasudeva Kudumbakam, when the Sanatana Dharma, when it has been said, when the Acharya has said, Ye Vishwadeepaha, Yesham Vishwadeepa Pratibhaha, when he said, all of us have to share and care the resources. That is very, very important. That is one of the qualities. 18 qualities we said. We have come to the fourth. The fifth quality is Arjavam, simplicity. Simplicity in its simple life, high thinking, simple living, high thinking. That's what in those days, our forefathers and the earlier generation have said. We have also observed to the extent. You can have a very high level of, you should be an emperor in your thoughts. You should be you should be ruling the whole world with your thoughts. But when it comes to your practice, you should be as simple. Any person can approach. Anyone, who would like to approach you without any hesitation, you should not have any barrier. That is what it says. Acharya Upasana. See, trying to get a good Acharya, trying to serve him. It was those in these days. In these days, you can still do it. There are so many other resources. You may not be directly able to get Acharya. There are so many other resources. So maybe internet is there, books are there. And some Mahans have written beautiful books, because our Dvaita and other philosophy also, like Dr. B.N.K. Sharma, and Padmanabhacharya, C.N. Padmanabhacharya, so many Mahans. And I think, you just see their foresightedness. They have sacrificed so much in those days with whatever available resources. They have given this great knowledge to us. So you should try to give that upasana. I think be grateful to them. Kritagya. We have to be we should express our gratitude every day. Because of them we have come to know. There are so many Mahans, because when I am talking, there are hundreds of people who have contributed to me. It's not me. I was just a zero. To this zero, they have given some sort of a knowledge, by reason of which I am able to get that. I am trying to share, because that is an effort, continuous effort. All of us will be doing that. And Saucham, cleanliness. See, in most of us might have heard or not, there is a Saucha Vidhi Anushtanam, one big scripture is there. It is for all of us, everyone, Visishta Advaita, Advaita, all of us. If you see, whatever these COVID guidelines are there, all of them have been encompassed. Over and above that, they have given guidelines, which we are only following now. The Sauchaviti Anushtanam is a must. Those who are practicing, any Vedic Karya, anyone and all, he has to do that. And we have compromised, because how can we do in a city like that? If we are not living in a village, because we don't have well water and all, whatever. But whatever resources available, we can still have the cleanliness. Now we are doing it. Once the guidelines have come, all of us have been perforce asked to do that. We are doing it. Saucham. And then Sthairya, steadfastness. See, you should not give up. For instance, you try to do some puja or try to understand, say, like Dvadasa Sutra and all. You may do first 2 or 3 days. Okay, it is so many chapters are there. Okay, that is becoming a little difficult. We will do that. Don't leave it at that. Whatever you take, even a simple one, need not be Dvadasa Sutra, even small one you are telling. Even if you are reading something to understand the philosophy, maybe in the first few times, you are not fully submitted yourself. That's why our understanding doesn't become, because we are trying to see, what is immediately available to be. None of our scriptures will serve as a fast food. It is not a transient amusement. It is a deep and abiding pleasure for generations after generation, birth after birth. We have been assured that what we read, enjoy, and what we accumulate now, it is going to stay with us not only in this birth, in several births, if you are supposed to take, even the redemption is there, it is going to stay with us. Once it is going to stay with us, it is going to sort of, get into the radiate to all your people around, your family members, your siblings, everyone. That is why when the blessing is being done, everything is being done, finally they say, Vamshe Sadaiva Bhavatam Haribhaktirastu. So we might have done everything, we might have done irrespective of the fact, in our entire lineage, all our santatis and all the people should have the Haribhakti. That is the common denominator, that is the thread. Dharma, what? Dharma, Dharayiti Dharma. This Haribhakti is the one Dara which is binding all of us. In that we may be doing different, depending upon our capacity. If you are doing Adhyayana, you might be doing some big puja, yajna and all. If you are doing, you have got other duties to perform, you are in the common life, you have taken up a profession and you do it. That is it. But the Haribhakti is the common thread that has to run through along all of us. That has to be, that is the biggest boon we will have to ask for. Any blessing when you have to say, Vamse Sataiva Bhavatam Haribhaktirastu. That is what we will have to bless, and we will have to have that also. That is what we will have to have. And finally, Atma Vigraha, self-control. See, very often the emotions spill out and reactions spill out mainly because, see, we may be forgetting to have a self-control. See, we are very much positively intended and we want to have the self-control, but practice alone, by abhyasa alone, we will be able to have the self-control. Anything, any emotion, passion, everything and all, the self-control comes by practice. Practice is not a delay, because slowly you will have to, once you try to understand yourself and understand what is sort of wrong with us, why it has happened, why we have reacted, then you understand, then it comes. The self-control is required. Indriya Arteshu Vairagyam. See, in the matter of all the gratification and all, you should try to have the control. And Vairagyam is once you say, because once you go to Varanasi and leave some vegetable, you are not going to take it. Take it. Stand by that. Don't touch it. Even if someone, this will not, even if, you will have to politely ward off. Because once you have taken the Vairagya, that is a simple Vairagya. Only leaving a vegetable is not, that is the simplest of it. There are so many other things. Once you take a Vairagya, then, it gives you strength. Once you give the strength, you will not be able to waver. And constancy also there. Once the constancy comes, the Sthita Prajna, when you say, you are Sthita. So even when the world, has been created, so when they say world has been created, when God has created what He has created, Srishti, Sthita, Paripalana and Niyama. He has done all these things. And when we come to Jnana, Ajnana, Dukkha and then Moksha. This is what in the four things comes. These are all interrelated. They come. So this particular thing that we will have to have the Vairagya in the sense once you have taken a decision. But as long as you don't take a decision, it's okay. You think of the possibilities. You may not be able to do certain things. Supposing if you are working 10 to 5 in office, you can't take a Vairagya which you can't observe during the daytime and all. You will have to take simple practices and all. See, the simple practices which may not be very relevant to anyone else. It is relevant to us. Internally we will have to appreciate. No, it's third person have to see and say, you are such a great person. We don't have to have that. It's our own growth. It's our own part of spiritual enhancement. We will have to do that. And then anahankaraha. Anahankaraha. See, we are identifying the body. Ahankara as such is not bad. Ahankara is identifying with the body. Through this body only you are interacting. Anahankaraha. Suppose, someone saying, assuming, what is this great thing? I would have done it, if this fellow has taken 5 days, I would have done it in 2 days. Okay, because you are capable, you have got the skill. What the right way is, once you can do, you can enable the person, who is struggling to do it. Enable him so that he is able to do better than what is he doing. See, thinking I would have done and kept it at that level is not sufficient. That will only give you some sort of a vanity in us. But at the same time, that vanity is neither useful to you nor to the other person. So when Ahankara as such for identity, it is required. Identity, after all, when anything is required to be done, your duty is there, you will have to identify. You will have to do the duty to your parents, your children, your wife or anyone else, you will have to identify, and because your identity is very much essential. But it has to be limited to that. It should not go and transform into a vanity. That's what they are telling. Anahankaraha, Janma Mrityu Jaravyadi, all of us know. Because when we know this Janma Mrityu, this Anubhava, we should understand, these are all bound to happen. Nothing is going to be, we have taken, we will get, some disease, it will come and go off. You understand? So these are all pains and pleasures. These are all the simple things in this world. If you are concentrating on this world only, you will be discussing and deciding on that. You will only be COVID guidelines and what are all to be done and all. But as Raghavendra said, you keep away from the entire thing and all. So you are able to concentrate on that. But at the same time, you have to keep the minimum saucha and whatever is there, you will have to take the guidelines. So guidelines we will have to follow. At the same time, we will not be unduly perturbed by what is happening. What we are discussing now, the same thing has been elaborated here. Then finally they say it is a detachment, freedom from entanglement and all. See, detachment, freedom from entanglement is, you can't detach and entangle. You are living in a world, especially now, we are living within the family. We will have to be locked down within the society. Detachment in the sense, don't get anything affected by that. Something good, someone says, look, this has happened. Or someone says something bad to us, to us also, because some insolent words someone says. You just take it, it is his avidya, what you can do. Once you are in the process of vidya, you will have to neglect that. Someone says, what is that great thing he is doing? He is telling the same thing again and again. And he must have done this and that, and I would have also done. Take it. Someone does say it's okay. When he tells us it is his anubhava, his experience, he is doing it. Why I should? Because I have to continue my pursuit. I have taken a decision. I am going into this. I am going to dwell in this. I am not going for a transient amusement. I am going for a deep and abiding pleasure, which is going to be with me for not only in this life and several lives to come together. So I am in that, and finally now I have got that initiation into this. Someone has initiated me. So many Mahans, so many people have initiated. So because then I have to get that benefit of it in this birth, and let me do that. That is what exactly the bhava. Nityam samachittatvam, constant even-mindedness among pleasant and unpleasant happenings. That is what we are talking about. Even in happiness, when something happens, see, assuming is a very, very great news. Take the news and take it, and then yes, this is good, and you feel good for the person who is to me it is happening. Even if it has happened, yes, this good has happened. Because we have faced so many obstructions, some good has happened. The God has given one more prasada, which is not only, because he has not only tested us, he has also given some positive results. So let us be kritagya. It's okay, let me go and, because read something or do something good to someone else. Someone has asked, see in this COVID, so many institutions are suffering. They are telling, say, we are not able to do. They are very well-meaning institutions. We are doing it. In fact, we might have also got the benefit of those institutions sometime. They need, some financial help. If possible, you do it. Or if even otherwise some other help, if possible, you give it. Even as an external agency, you are able to give them some enabling thing, you do that. That is what. And Viveka Deshasvittam, aspiring to live the scriptural life, in the sense, basically, there are 4 type of knowledge that is always been Pratyaksha Bhava. Pratyaksha, you are able to get by because of your sense objects, we are able to relate. Whether it is rope or as Advaitis call it, rope or a snake or whatever it is. Because unless you have seen a snake, you will not be able to say it is a snake. Unless you have seen a rope, you can't determine as a rope. Because both these things will be indeterminate if you don't have a prior experience. It will be a delusion. Anumana, when there is because fire, smoke is there, you certainly find, there is a fire. That is a normal thing they say. Even if there is some, some cold wave is coming, there is an ice, something like that. We come to know that is Upama, that is comparison in the scriptures and all, always they compare. Like Jaitirtha has got how you have to do Trishna Vichetavat, like you are quenching your thirst. He has given it so that you understand, because quenching thirst is you are experiencing every day, and quenching the thirst is something you are used to right from your childhood and even now, and you will continue to do that. So he has given that understanding to do that, so we are doing it. And then Agami, tradition where the Gurus have said, like Isavasyoupanishad Upanishad is a tradition. We are reading it. So many Yajnavalkya has compiled it. So many rishis have compiled it. Even Yajnaya has also given it to Swayambhu Manu, he has done it. And it has also been Kanva and all other Maharishis have done it. And all these rishis have gone through, so many tikas have been written. At least 20-25 tikas are there. And Jaitirtha has given the sort of a dialectical disposition of Jaitirtha is unparalleled. Jayatirtha and Vyasatirtha, they are on the logical masters, dialectical sort of, they are all, no one can detest their dialectical deductions. There is one Surendranath Dasgupta who has written the history of philosophy. He was living in this last century, earlier times. He was one of the world-renowned professor. He was also associated with Cambridge and Oxford and all, who has been profusely quoted by Dr. B.N.K. Sharma. Apart from his own thing, because the Madhva philosophy is not widely known. That's why, if you go out of the world, the given is the Advaita philosophy, most of them are commenting on that. And that is why, because some of the explanation given by is not satisfactory to a lot of Western philosophers from their point of view. So that is why the Indian philosophy always is got a checkered history, because the whole sort of all the denominations are known to them. Not only denomination, all the denominations, how they have been explained, Bhashyas, it is not known to them. It is through Dr. B.N.K. Sharma and some other people only it has been known. In this context, I would like to know, there is one Nagesh Shonde. I don't know whether you have heard the name and all. He is a Gauda Saraswat Brahmin from Goa. He is a Madhva. The GSPs, they are also Madhva. He is a businessman. He was based in, I think, few years before, I think about 7-8 years before, when I was trying to browse, what are all the bhashyas, what are all the, someone has written, we are still students, we still don't understand, the most of the Tattvavada concepts, trying to understand. We will still be students for some more years to come, till we fully get the clarity, as Jaitirtha, they're trying to impart. Whether I have got the antenna to receive and absorb, only God only knows. We pray for that. We kritagya. We try to do the upasana for that one. I thought that that's one Nagesh Shonde. He has written Isavasyoupanishad Upanishad. He has written Madhvacharya has this one. Rigveda Tatparya he has written. Gita Bhashya he has written. He has written everything. That gentleman is a very nice gentleman. I didn't know him. I saw that in this one. I could download one of his writings. And then I wrote a message to him. At that time, I was just, still groping in the dark, and I think, see, I am very grateful to you. I read it, and little I am able to understand. And you've done. He has got a great knowledge of Sanskrit. But what has happened to us when he was trying to some explanation on it. Because tomorrow you want to, the Tamil, lot of people don't have Isavasya Upanishad. Like Dvaita Bhashya, we try to write that. Certainly, it will not be, some incongruences will be there. It will not be exactly, as has been portrayed by this one. And another thing is, to make people to understand to the current generation, the present way of life, you will have to talk to them in their lingo. If you don't talk to their lingo, whatever you may be talking a very big concept, certainly it is some sort of a most esoteric concept. How does it matter to the person unless he is able to understand and imbibe? And you should be able to answer their questions. Very often people do ask the questions. Certainly it's a valid question. You have never thought of, they have thought of. The current generation, especially our children, they talk. And my grandson, he asked me so many questions. I am blob. I am not able to answer most of the questions. I surrender. I asked him, you tell me what it is and try to learn. That because they have got the source of knowledge, they do that. That is what we done. This gentleman has written from that perspective, because so that because people are living in Bombay, Calcutta, and all. But a lot of the acharyas and gurus, they said you have not done this particular properly, you have not taken that. And he said because what God has given me the knowledge of Sanskrit. God, he is a businessman. He was in the regular business and all. He is a very, very sort of I should say, he is a sthita prajna. He is following a normal life, but he is also living in the world as it is. So I wrote a message. I am grateful. You have done so many things and all. He said, because none of them were willing to sort of, see or give, even they could have improved upon that and all. But no one did that. And on the other hand, they were only criticizing, you don't know this, you don't. But he wrote so many things. He has done Rigveda Bhashya and all. And some of them are in the libraries of the Western universities, including Yale and Princeton. It is there. So I went through that. I wrote a small mail to him. He was available on email. Sir, I am very grateful to you. I'm finding someone like me, who is in this groping. You got in your side a beacon for me. You were giving a light, and certainly I enjoyed. He said, if you have enjoyed, it's good enough. I have written only for myself. He said. I have not written for anything. Whether anyone else reads, it's up to him. I have written, and I will also send the sort of link to you. You can see he has done so beautifully. He has so correlated. He has also done Shankaracharya's Bhashya, and he has done. He has also commented on, Shankaracharya has written what we are calling sadhana. He has written something called sadhana panchakam. How to do sadhana panchakam? Because so that, normally in people when they do sadhana, they sometimes, get here and there. In order to avoid that, what we can do. So just I brought it this, and I will also send the link to you. You can also go through that. He is one gentleman. He has not asked for anything, recognition by this Swamiji or that Swamiji and all. He has followed Bannanjay Govindacharya and all those other things. He has periodically discussed with them, and he has contacted them. He has written. He has a beautiful version of that. You can also know that it's like someone like us. Tomorrow, if we want to take it to people, who are in our place, I can't take the same Isavasyoupanishad with the same Bhashya. I will have to just transliterate it to the lingo they understand. See, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to, Vivekananda asked him, because Vivekananda was literally made his life miserable. He asked him so much questions. Sharada Devi said, why are you entertaining this fellow? This fellow comes and wastes your time, only ask questions. And Paramahamsa could realize, gentleman has got such a big soul and such a big mind, others don't have, even though have a lot of sishyas. So he was very patient enough to understand. At the same time, some lady used to come and ask, along with Vivekananda, he used to ask him. And Vivekananda himself asked him, how that, you are able to answer those type of people also, and to me also. And some bhakta without any, because he is illiterate, he comes and asks. He said it's like a record, long play record. I play the right record to the right person. You want play to Hindustani record to the music, who is a connoisseur of Carnatic music. He will say, what is this? These people go on alapana only, no song and all. So likewise, Karnataka Hindustani fellow can't appreciate Carnatic music. I think they used to say, the Carnatic musicians sing more through their thighs than their throat, because they do so much of tala. They used to say, all these type of variant opinions will be there. Giving that, there is one gentleman, sort of, he himself has, as a bhavana, he has understood upasana, he has done that. I will send that. You can also read that. It has also got a lot of good things he has given it. And we can also absorb that. He has written quite a bit of bhashyas. And he is an individual person. And he is not associated with any Swamijis or anything like that. Yes, Raghavendra. Nagesh S. Shonde. Nagesh, Nagesh S. Shonde. Shonde. He is a GSP, Gauda Saraswat Madhva Brahmin from Goa. And you go to internet and you will get it. And I will also send the link. I just said, because likewise a lot of people are there trying to do that. This is what is Upasana. Upasana is trying to understand ourselves. Yes. Yeah. Community. Right. I've heard that. Yeah, absolutely. Gosh. I have gone through. I will send a small, my views on that, and I will send it to you. I will send it. Correct. Absolutely. See, absolutely. No, absolutely. See, as Rabindranath Tagore has said, Ekla chalo re, we are expressing ourselves. Someone accepts, someone doesn't accept. Correct. I won't call you reckless. You are steadfast. See, that is what is more important. Absolutely. No, that is a good thing, because I thought, yes, Krishnan sir. Mike. Okay. Right. Oh, great. That's all. Nothing more is required. uh, 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 uh. Absolutely, sir. This is what. Yeah. Absolutely, sir. You are correct. See, anything. Absolutely. See, once you do to your bhavana, and you are doing regularly this with a steadfast, constant, practice, If you do it, that is more than enough. Vishnu Sahasranama is good enough, if you do it, you don't have to do no upasana at all. And he is doing 1000 Gayatri every day. And what else is, and he remains as ahimsa, that is more than enough to give. And that is very much the right thing, sir, I think. In fact, that is what we will have to take it, to future generations. Because I brought it, I will also send the link. Taking that particular mantra 10, when we come, it says, you follow what the gurus have said and you follow. Avidya has got a different, you will get all the worldly pressures, all worldly objects, whatever you want. Without worldly wealth, you can't live in this world. So there is a proverb there is a song in Tamil also, there is a small couplet. Without wealth, this world is not there. And without spiritual knowledge, that world is not there. You need both. பொருளில்லாருக்கு இவ்வுலகம் இல்லை, அருளில்லாருக்கு அவ்வுலகம் இல்லை. Without God's grace, you can't get that. And without wealth, you can't live in this world. You need both. That is why avidya and vidya both are required. And once you understand what is avidya and vidya, you try to elevate yourself and get into the higher level. And in that process, you will share and care. As Raghavendra has said, whatever knowledge what you are doing is, you are just trying to share it. Those who want to accept it. Those who want to take it. Otherwise, we will keep giving it to us as best possible to our capacity, within our ambit of our experience. We will go on doing it. We should not hesitate from doing it. That's why kurvate karmani, because they said we will have to do karma. We should not leave it at all. Karman eva, it has to be done. There is no question of not doing the karma. We will have to do that. That is, in this context, I will try to give Raghavendra Swami's cantata for this particular, this one. Vidya tad jnanena, tatvajnanena, yathartha jnana, like, what we have understood, that is, has finally anyadeva, mokshaka desha rupam praptya. But finally, it takes you to that. Avidya is anyata jnana nindaya, because mithya jnana or anything, because anything which is going to take only towards the worldly pleasures and worldly pains, you will stop at that. You will experience that. You will know this is going to cause the pain, this is going to cause the pleasure. To know is very important. Unless you know, you will not be, unless you put your finger into the flame, you won't know it is going to hurt you. So you have to have the knowledge, and not only that, you will be able to guide others also. That is why, because finally he said both the knowledge is important. Dvamayapi avashyaktam iti bhavaha. In the life you have to have both. So with this, we have to have this 18 qualities what I described, in the chapter 13 of Gita. The knowing the kshetrajna, knowing the kshetra to the level. And the kshetrajna, kshetrajna is the entire universe, entire Brahmanda. Finally, because through that we will be able to get an indication. Yes, we will not be able to get his form. We will be able to get the Swarupa Jnana to that extent. Finally, we will be able to go to that. So, the mantra number 10 and mantra number 9 always are coupled together. I wanted to take it up because in the mantra number 10 says how the gurus are important. It gives so much of dhiranam. When it says dhiranam is a word which is used, to the highest, because people who have done so much of practice, only 1 in million, would have become. All the gurus are like that. Anyadevahur vidyaya, anyata avur vidyaya, iti shrushruma dhiranam, yenastat vijachakshire. They have given us. We have to, whatever we experience, finally we will have to validate, verify and absorb from their knowledge. And they are finally contributing to enhancement of knowledge of Vidya and Avidya, by which we go. And Vidya and Avidya is very much essential. You can't reject the world and go only to the spiritual path. And you can't only go towards the realization of supreme power and reject the world. Neither is possible. You need both of them in this world to understand, perfect your upasana and realize this and get the Swarupa Jnana at the end. With this, I think, we would try to have, today's session. And we had a wonderful discussion. I think, because somehow the Nagesh Shunde was always in my mind, because you read it, he is really a master. He has got a great knowledge of Sanskrit. Yes, not only that, he has studied, because the Shankara Bhashya also, the other Bhashya also, he has given a beautiful commentaries. It will all enhance our own knowledge. We will become Kritagya. and he is 82 or 83, still, because he is recluse, he doesn't contact. I used to send once in a while mail. He says, if you have enjoyed my work, it is good and that's good enough. I have written it only for myself. But I would say, all his works are related, because some of the bhashas are not written by any of the so-called big acharyas. See, so many people, in Bangalore, we have got all those Vidyapita and all are there. Still, they have not written anything, to that extent it can be taken to a university or taken to a philosophy department or even to common people. Because that is possibly, I think they have left it to people like us, I understand. Maybe I think we will do it. With this, I will thank everything for a wonderful discussion today. We will close unless you have some points to ponder, and otherwise we'll go to the Shantipata and conclude. Om Purnama. Yes, sir, Raghavendra, sorry. Sure. Actually, one, you can do. Yeah. See, I have not done the Padacheta because, I just sort of briefly touched it last time. Yeah, you can do that. Anyada, the other distinct and different. Yeah. Avidya, correct. Dhirana. Yeah. Vijay Chakshire, Vyasa Chakshire. Yeah, two other Vijay Chakshire, you take it here. Avidya, correct. Dhirana, Yenas, Vijay Chakshire. Vijay Chakshire is expounded. The Gurus have expounded, they brought out Dhiranam. Dhiranam in the sense, the one who lead the highest, Kovidas Kovida. So the highest level of attaining the knowledge, they have done that. Now in that they have given the Padapa. Yeah, one PDF Mr. Prabhu has sent. It has got the same Padakshit. Oh, how are you? Not only that, I have explained last time. I briefly touched. I will explain the Padacheta every time. We will go with that. Andam tama pravishanti. Yeah, andam tamaha, relentless blinding down. Tamaha is darkness. Upasate. Yeah, correct. Tataha bhuyaha iva. Tataha bhuya ivate tamaha avu vidyaya rataha. I think we will go to the Padacheta, and I think we will do that first, because that will always enable us to grasp, we'll go through that. Yeah, correct. Because Padacheta, I tell and then I go into that, because you will have to, in Sanskrit, you will have to inverse, you have to take the words and then finally read it, because it will not give the proper meaning if you only do the Padacheta. But anyway, we will do the Padacheta for the purpose of understanding the meaning of the words also. Yes, Prabhuda, anything else? Prabhu? Sure. So we can go for Shantipata. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Krishna Namaste.